Did you ever think you would be in this position now where you just have this much peace and comfort and being able to be a father to your children? Did you ever, you seen this first?
I art detected it. It's the script that I wrote. If this was my life 10 years ago, I sat down and said, I'm gonna do this, 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 and this. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is I gotta raise my children.
Yeah.
I gotta spend time with my kids. You know, my daughter.
How can I do that without compromising?
And the only way to do that is to move when I want to move. And the only way you can do that is if you're making money off yourself. If you're making money off somebody else, you got to move when they say so. Period. It's not your life, it's theirs. You got to hang out with them before your own children, before your wife. I just can't do that.
I feel like, too, you felt like that approach to that type of business is immature for you. That's a immature way of getting business. And now that you're being totally independent, you're mature now. That's maturity. Well, because you can't follow somebody else. So I couldn't see you doing that now.
You couldn't see me doing it back then. You could never see me listening to somebody, or you mean
not listen? I'm saying like where you have.
But even when you used to first come around, when you first started coming, I was just in the house chilling.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changed. I wasn't really running behind nobody. I was always sitting down, you know. But once the initial success came for Rockefeller, you know, I wasn't on the stage no more. You know, once Memphis Bleak and Beanie Siegel had records to perform with Jay, I was off tour. I was done. You understand what I'm saying? I never wanted to. I never got that payoff because I wasn't the artist. Yeah. I hated being on stage. It was almost embarrassing, but I was there because Jay was boring on stage. You know, he admits that. So I was there until somebody else could be there for him.
Right.
You know, I did what I had to do as a CEO. So I jumped on that stage. I was a hype man. You know what I'm saying? I was a CEO/hype man. How many people you know do that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Period. Like, you know, so that was like my job. Like when sometimes I could get back on the stage and I could remember the My Size Lava, fuck that shit. Like I used to really do that. Like I've rocked the Wembley Stadium in the Garden and all that, and danced and did my dance and all that. I did all that, but it wasn't my record. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now I get paid to come and speak about my point of view, just like people get paid to be, you know, to say their music.
Right.
But my poetry is my escape, my point of view.
Right.
You know, because people learn from it. See, the thing about the Dash Diabetes Network that's completely different than anything I've ever done, I've never got emails where people say I saved their life. You know, that I've made it where they have hope, where I'm teaching them something based on something that's supposed to be considered weak. Yeah. I'm showing you my weakness. I'm very vulnerable. I'm showing you everything that's wrong with me and showing you how I fix myself so people can learn from that. But I could only do that. Like nobody was going to give me the platform to teach people how to, you know, control or help with diabetes.
So
no one was doing that. I had to make it.
Yeah.
And I always said I was. You know, I always wanted my own liquor. I didn't like other people owning it and me being paid to be a spokesperson and them being in control. I needed something that was 100% mine. That was a complete my point of view. So I could put my dog's name on it if I feel like it. And my girl could design the bottle and everything that come with it.
Right.
That's what I needed. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do things that were from my perspective, my point of view. Something that if the relationship is over, which it can't be with myself, I still get the money from it.
Yeah.
And I can move when I want to move. You know what I'm saying?
Ultimate
And the same
strategy.
thing with making movies. I was like, I got to learn how to direct the movies. I got to learn how to make the movies, which means I got to pay for it. But I don't want to be told what to do to distribute them. So I had to build my own streaming service. I've been doing that since 2009. You know that. I see the business model today.
Right.
You know, it's crazy when you know a business model is going to be in effect in the future, but nobody knows it in the moment. You got to sit there and wait. And then by the time everybody gets it, you got to catch the fuck back up. Cause I ain't been outside in like 10 years. Cause I was just like you guys are so far behind. Like y'all don't realize that the direct to consumer, there's an internet. Like why the fuck would we still be working for people and we could give things to people direct?
Right.
We don't need a middleman no more.
That's also like goes to what you said about Colin Kaepernick, about he could have just created his own platform to really speak his mind about sitting down during the
What I was saying is when you get paid to do something, you got to do your job. Somebody's paying you. It's not yours.
You can't
So when you pay for something, then you can say what you want to say.
Right.
But no one's going to pay you to say something that they don't want you to say on their time. Yeah, that's all I was saying. But, you know.
I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm never going to disrespect what he's doing.
Yeah, nah.
But I'm saying you can't. I don't think he's expecting to get hired because I know why would I hire someone that's going to be disruptive to me? I wouldn't do that.
Right.
Even if, like, especially there is no black owner. So why would you think any white man's gonna hire a black man to say, "Yo, I don't like what white people
to stand
are
up
doing"?
for black people?
That's not gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because they say he was about to get signed, his girl and stuff and all that. But
I seen. But you know what? I know Ray Lewis, and to me, everything he's always told me been stand up and straightforward.
Yeah.
So he say that, I kind of believe it. I know people might not like that, but you know, you can't get mad at a man that has been the best at what he does. right? Been through all the gangster shit that everybody been through. You know what I'm saying? I guess. I don't know really what that story is.
Yeah.
But you know, and can represent, articulate, and do business like he's really, like the things that I've talked to him about, he's really savvy in business.
Yeah.
He doing some things, I ain't gonna talk his business, but he doing some things that people don't really know. He doing some stuff that some white people are doing. You know, he really organizes and shit. Like, you know, if I you know, that's just, you know, again, that's my personal experience.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really judge a man unless I know him.
You wouldn't hire somebody that's going to be disruptive.
I'm saying I can't judge a man unless I know him. So I'm never going to speak on somebody unless I have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Unless I can say personal, I'm not going to just look at Instagram and see what the press says and believe it, because I don't believe the press, because I know what they say about me. You know what I'm saying? But my personal experience with that man has been honorable.
Yeah.
Period. Like, he's been a good dude. And even though that might not be the popular vote, I'm going to be honorable and say exactly, I would never disrespect somebody just because everyone else is. That's corny to me.
Yeah. What's happening? This is the big homie Kenyatta. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page. And if you haven't already, hit the notification so you can get an alert each and every time our hip hop motivation videos come up. And also, thank you for your support. Peace and blessings.
This week on DDN.
So while you work out, you're not diabetic?
Continuing the debate between David Kane and Layla Africa, traditional versus non-traditional doctors.
Just throw it in the
Can I
muscle.
ask a question?
This is your show, bro.
But I'm just saying.
And ask me to lead.
We believe that connected devices like these kinds
CEO
of
Jeff Dutchess teaches us how to track your diabetes using OneDrop.
can transform healthcare today.
So you're about to make a quiche without crust?
Raquel makes a delicious breakfast frittata.
Yep.
All right.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
So good. Being in love with someone that loves the same thing you love.
And entrepreneurial life with special guest Linnell Jackson.
And we get to create the things that we love. And that's what we monetize.
For the full episode, check out our YouTube channel and dame-studios.com.
Listen, for mad years I walked around with my neck looking like a Nestle Crunch bar. I had to do something about it. What I found is that a razor bump is nothing but an ingrown hair that curls into the skin and causes the skin to become enlarged or inflamed, making it look like a bump. But it's not a pimple. It's a hair that grows into the skin causing inflammation. You have to remove that hair, and then you have to use yourself a nice skin astringent, something that can do the trick, something that can get rid of those razor bumps. So what did I create? Bump Assassin, organic skin astringent. To order your own bottle of Bump Assassin, go to hiphopmotivation.bigcartel.com.
When you writing a book, Dave?
I'm writing. I also have a book. You know, I have a book called Culture Vultures. Yeah,
What's it called?
It's called Culture Vultures. I did. Have you ever looked at the hip hop motivations that I do?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, me and Kenyatta did a book, and it's already written. He wrote it. We done with it, and I'm also giving it out in different ways. So it's gonna be an auditory experience as well.
It's a series. The Fashion Game. Culture Vultures, the book. In business, Damon is a guy that's worn many hats.
Yo, you can either think of a master plan or get mastered by somebody else's plan. Check it. As a barber, one of the most important life lessons I learned is to never do anything without seeing the ending result first. Before I understood the value of seeing results, I used to waste a lot of time sometimes doing double work because I didn't have a vision of where I was going. Then I started taking consultations more serious by not even turning on my clippers until I had a clear understanding of the result my client was planning to see. And in turn, it became easier to achieve the style they wanted to see in half the time. Real talk, the most successful barbers and beauticians are the ones that see the ending results before they start any service. Write this down. Before making any moves, know where you're going. Deciding from thoughts of being sick and tired of something, starting something, or admiring something can be the emotions that fuel change. Because write this down. Emotion leads to passion, passion leads to action, and action leads to results. Word up. Question: what's the number one killer of dreams? If you said fear, you're wrong. Fear is on the list, but it's not the number one killer. The number one killer of dreams is comfort. The comfort of a good paying job or in an active relationship can seduce us for many years into the rhythm of accepting things without making any moves to change, further numbing us into a state of zombie-like passiveness. Write this down. Passiveness will cause your dreams to pass you by.
Dash thing. Nah, I don't want to chill out, bruh. You know what I want to do? Believe in yourself. Build your own personal wealth. Then that becomes personal health. Think I'm rhyming. How about that?
Everything go down here. Just gotta, know what I mean, be a little smart.
I see you grooving right now.
I was in my groove. I started daydreaming. I started thinking about something.
I'm a musician.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to spend all kinds of money. Like the dollar, like the euro, like the pound, like the franc pause, I like the yen.